Hey, I'm Wayne Hugh. This is the VC Taxi where founders can pitch me and get real-time feedback on their ideas. Let's go for a ride. Hi. I'm Wayne.
Leah.
Leah, nice to meet you.
I am building Evercred. I'm an emergency doc who practice across the US, and most people don't realize is when doctors have to work, they have to go through a manual friction-filled process called credentialing. And that takes 4 to 6 months. And during that time, hospitals lose an average of about $1.2 million per credentialing event. And when you factor in like the labor, the regulatory risk, the revenue loss for hospitals, it's a $150 billion industry. When doctors aren't working, patients aren't getting care. So it leads to delays in diagnosis, death, disability. And so what we're doing is we're building domain-trained AI agents that actually do the work for the doctors and hospitals and actually go and do these disparate tasks, bringing that time from 4 to 6 months down to moments, letting doctors get to work faster.
It sounds like you're selling your service to health systems. Is that right?
Anybody that needs a credentialed doctor. So Hospitals need to do it for enrollment, small surgery centers, even small practices need to go through this process, as do insurance companies, Medicare, Medicaid, anybody that needs to hire or pay a doctor.
Yep, makes sense. Yeah. Are you building this as a software tool for in-house credentialing teams, or are you doing sort of credentialing full stack as a service?
So we're building both. And we're not only building the software for the credentialing specialists and the systems, we actually create a wallet where doctors can own their data and take it with them and make it portable throughout systems from the day they graduate from medical school into retirement.
I guess I'd be curious on how you think about differentiation versus there's a few other folks out there like the Medallions of the world. Some of them have different models in terms of being kind of full stack agencies of sorts. Some of them are more software tool-like. But yeah, kind of curious on how you map out the ecosystem and your place in it.
Well, most of the currently existing systems are software that is sold only to hospital systems, and they're really service industries with software layered in, where they actually hire people to do the stuff on the back end. So we're building agents to do that work, and then the other differentiator is that we actually are creating the physician-facing side. So a bottleneck that every single credentialing company that's currently on the market has not solved yet is the bottleneck of me having to share my data. Legally, I'm required to first give you my data, and then you verify it. So we're building this wallet, pre-verifying the data, sharing the actual data and the provenance logs of the verification so that doctors can get to work theoretically instantaneously.
Yep, understood. Very cool. Would love to hear a bit more about the AI agents and kind of what's newly possible now.
Yeah, I mean, this is really interesting because, you know, it's just now reached maturity where we can send out calling agents that can make a phone call, faxing agents that can fax, email agents. And so when you have agents that are domain trained, that learn every time they do something, and they're domain trained in this like niche market of credentialing, then you can actually make everything faster and more efficient.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What's next for you? Is it heads down product development and then coming to market with your LOI, your design partners?
Yeah, so we're big time in build mode right now, and it's, you know, the LOIs that I have are just, they've found me. Found me online on LinkedIn talking about it. They're like, is this ready yet? I'm like, not yet, but I can kind of show you the demo, and if you want to become a part of the, you know, design thinking journey with us and, you know, make sure it's built for you. And so that's where we're at.
Yeah, are you finding a lot of commonality in what your design partners are looking for, or are there certain customizations, pieces of workflow that
it's it needs to be customized. That's why this hasn't been solved yet, because it's so specific. Every single system has their own process, their own, you know, way of doing things, and that's why having these agents are the critical piece to actually solve the problem.
I think it makes a lot of sense to start on the SMB side. I think the way that AI, certainly my view, has diffused across the economy has started with consumer, with ChatGPT and so forth, and then SMB is sort of the next logical adopter, and then enterprise still has lagged behind for a bunch of different reasons, including some of the customizations that you mentioned. I think that makes a lot of sense. I do think constraining the world to as narrow as a focus, to the extent that, for example, there are certain specialty areas or practice types, sizes within your ICP that have a very common set of requirements on the product side. I think think that makes a lot of sense. I love the identity layer piece. I wonder to what extent this is something that comes into play when you have a little bit more scale, because otherwise, well, I guess the open question in my mind is that a front door for you on the acquisition side from day zero, or is it a day, a phase two front door when you've already got a product in market, you're already working with design partners and health systems, and it becomes a differentiator because you already have sort of a network of hospitals that will take your credential.
The identity piece is something that we actually started working on first.
Interesting.
Because of how important it is, and that's, I think, part of what my question is around. It's like our go-to-market. It's like, what's the tiny thing that you can do first, and then layer in these things now or later. So yeah, I would love to chat with you more about that too.
Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
SignalFire is the OG AI VC. We are a firm built like a tech company, powered by Beacon, our AI data platform. We help founders hire faster, grow smarter, and find real customers. We invest from seed through Series B across AI, healthcare, security, and more. SignalFire is based in San Francisco, California. Venture capital engineered to ignite your growth. Learn more at signalfire.com.